Hi, Sean Cassidy here. Let me ask you a question. Does your LinkedIn picture suck? If you're not sure, it probably does. And here we are in this section, looking good in LinkedIn, your LinkedIn photo. Really important of how you present yourself. You know, people that have a bad photo misrepresent themselves and really do disservice to who they are. So your photo, quite important, looking good in LinkedIn. So here are some, important tips about your photo. So it's not just that you put up, any photo there. It's a headshot, not a full body shot. This is not Facebook. This is LinkedIn. LinkedIn's a professional and it's a headshot. You should look professional yet approachable, right? A picture of you only, not a picture of you with somebody else or some clip together with your best friend, or it's a picture of you only. And there are no selfies in this photo, right? So again, this is not Instagram, not Facebook. This is the professional network, LinkedIn. Here are some specifications that might be helpful in specifically aligning when you would upload your photo. Kind of the ideal size is 200 pixels by 200 pixels, so it creates a kind of ideal upload, aligning itself into the photo when you upload it. You need to use a high resolution image, so it's a good quality image. Your face should take up 60% of the frame, right? So it's kind of looking you like you're Skyping with people or video chatting with people, looking them straight in the eye, which projects a sense of honesty in the virtual space. So kind of an important thing. People often forget this here. So even you could have a perfect profile, picture, looks good, but it looks very distant because you're far away. When you look at yourself online, when other people see you, you're far away. That's why your face needs to take up 60% of the frame. And of course, avoid distracting backgrounds. I mean, it should be kind of obvious in that way, but photography is complex in that way. So you don't want to have things behind you that are more distracting than just looking, straight at you. That you're the focus, right? Nothing in the background that's distracting. Now, here are a couple examples that are kind of positive examples of a LinkedIn profile picture. And I'll go over kind of a little bit some of them. Not all of them are perfect, but they're pretty good. They're pretty good, right? So we have the engineer over here. So that's having a photo that's specific to your industry, right? So it kind of looks like an engineer, construction person, or maybe even someone on site who could be an architect that designs, but that's really specific, like with a hat on and everything. Rarely do I advise that, but if it's specific to your industry, it could be successful. And again, what I'm telling people is you can kind of feel from these pictures, they're looking at you right in the eye, right? Looking at you right in the eye. And that does portray a sense of honesty, and you can kind of feel things from people, like, you can feel their soul through their eyes, right? And you can see kind of happiness through their eyes. Like the gentleman at the end there's a joy to him right there, so maybe he is a professional actor or even a comedian or something like that. So there's an expression there. And the use of your hands, I don't always recommend it, but you can see that this may be a person up the top with her hands there could be a model. She could be something in the industry that has to deal with that. She could even be a hand model, right? So something around that, it could be personal, but again, would not block or distract her face in any way. And then we have the young woman over here who does have the things around her neck, but maybe that's because she is a producer of some kind, a movie producer or something like that, a digital producer. So that's not really distracting, but it does say something about her career. And as we look at each one of them, there's a piercing look straight at us, right? Piercing look straight at us. This is kind of the feel you want from your LinkedIn profile picture. It's kind of a, it's an emotional feeling in a way. So these are examples of what I kind of mentioned that really are no-nos. And there's a couple examples. So we're seeing kind of that where they're able to look in your eye, but there's a distraction of the way it looks. And these look very much potentially like Facebook or Instagram photos, but they're not really ideal for LinkedIn. They may be ideal for another format, but for LinkedIn, they're not. So in each example here, one looking or distantly away from looking at directly at me or at the audience or at the digital audience, that creates a sense of wonderment, and you can't really see and look at them directly in the eye. And the one in the middle here on the top, while that actually might not be a bad Facebook or Instagram photo, the angle of it and depth of it from the top make it a very hard to look direct in the eye, and creates a sense of anxiety about that. So that photo, not good as an example for LinkedIn. And of course, with the young lady with the big glasses on and looking away, that also is a sense of anonymity, a sense of that, a great Instagram. I see that being a great Instagram post, but for LinkedIn, no. And employers would look at that going, not sure of the person's character or can't see them in the eye. Though the one at the end, you can kind of see that she's lurking and luring kind of at that. It's actually not a bad like model photo in Instagram or Facebook, but for LinkedIn, there's a distracting background, and there's also perception on that, and it's not cropped to specifically to her face, and there's this distant kind of look that isn't directly at me. So these are examples of what I mean by kind of the failures of your photo. And this is really important in comparison to other social networks, that LinkedIn is different in that way, quite different in how you present yourself. So a couple solid examples there. So why is your photo so important? I mean, that's really, why is it so important? Well, there's some industry statistics out here that really bring this home. You are 14 times more likely to be viewed when you have an effective photo. And that's really important. And also in industry, it says about 36 times more chances to receive a direct message from a potential employer, a recruiter, or another professional. And if you have a bad photo, these chances decrease significantly. So this reinforces the need for you to really focus on having an effective photo. Thanks for watching. You're now ready for prime time. Subscribe to this channel, and we'll see you next time.